Welcome, guys. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, so today the Federal Reserve met up, and they decided. Oh, what happened? They decided to keep rates unchanged. But we also got the CPI data today, earlier this morning, and it showed that inflation remained the same. And I'm assuming it's for quarter two. But let me see. I'm looking at this report really quick. So this is Wednesday's data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics showed that shelter costs have risen 0.4% month over month. Housing remained the largest contributor. Core rose. Okay, I thought it remained the same. Let me get another report here, because that's why the stocks went up a little bit. I think Bitcoin stood the same. But yeah, for the most part, CPI data today. May inflation cools. Yeah. So cools to 3.3%. So I think overall it's we still have inflation, but it's cooling off to 3.3%. And they expected 3.4%. So yeah. So we had good CPI numbers. And the Fed decided to keep rates the same, which everybody was kind of anticipating. Most people expect them to make their first rate cut like near September. And people are pointing to the election to make sure that, numbers look good. And going into the election, you'll be able to see, lower rates, people investing into the economy. Essentially, lower rates mean a thriving economy. So, yeah, they met up today, and people are expecting that first rate cut to come in the coming months. But it also looks like they're probably just going to be doing one rate cut, because if they do a rate cut in September, most likely, I guess they could cut in either October or December. I feel like it wouldn't be October, maybe November, or maybe at the end of the year. But, it's going to leave a small window for them to do the second rate cut, which they were planning to. I don't know if they said they were planning to do two, but they kind of, alluded to doing two rate cuts this year. Because remember, they went from 4 rate cuts initially. In 2023, they were thinking about, forecasting 4 rate cuts down to 3, now down to 2, and it looks like we might just be getting 1 this year. But we'll definitely be getting a rate cut. So, yeah, that's pretty interesting. Their Apple went up today. So let's look at some stocks really quick. I'm gonna share my screen. Share my screen. I gotta figure out. Share screen. Oh, share screen. And then boom. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Apple stock went up today. And it could be because of the CPI report. And then also they just came out with, that the AI WWDC, I think, conference they just came out with. And they were talking about how they're going to be implementing AI into their products, Siri, and stuff like that. So it looks like the market took that positively, and we went from 206 all the way to 217, 218. So yeah, it's pretty good. Let's take a look at some other stuff. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla's up today. So it looks like a lot of the technology plays. I think Nvidia is up today as well. Oop. Nvidia. All right, yeah, Nvidia is up too. So yeah, and that's the result again from CPI data looking pretty good. Um, People are getting more optimistic as we get closer to the end of the year, as we get closer to those rate cuts. Now, a lot of the hype with this is in the crypto market, right? Most investors are paying attention to the crypto market, right? We just had the halving. We had BTC ETFs approved, spot ETFs. We just had the Ethereum applications get approved. So a lot of eyes are on the crypto market, because in the fact that we're going to have rate cuts, that's going to be another positive catalyst for the crypto market going into the end of the year. Right now, BTC sitting around 69, 70K. So a lot of people have been predicting it'll go to 100K in the summer. I don't know if we'll get that. I think we'll definitely see the 80s. But once we get that parabolic move that we're used to seeing after the halving, which is typically like 2 to 3 months after the halving, Bitcoin shoots up 40-50%, right, within a month or two. So it's possible that we do get the 100K going into the summer, June, and the July. But I definitely think going towards the election, we're going to see increases in prices, right? Especially in Bitcoin. Now, again, for most of you who don't know, most of the money is made in the altcoins. So that's specifically what I'm looking at, and I look at the top altcoins and I'm looking at specific narratives. I was just looking at the Coin Bureau video that they put out, and they're talking about specific narratives that people are paying attention to this cycle. And what they listed out was one was DePIN, decentralized infrastructure providers, and basically that's like computing power, people that can pull different GPU power all over the world and basically distribute that out to people to use cheaper than like Amazon or Google, right? So that's one of the big narratives. Number two, I think it was GameFi. One of the coins that they said to pay attention to, and this again is not financial advice, but Avalanche. A lot of gaming projects are setting up on Avalanche because they have like the subnets, so it allows for people to go and create their own blockchain and customize it the way they want to customize it. So yeah, I think that's GameFi is definitely something to look out for. Metaverse was the one of the narratives last bull run, but I guess you could kind of connect GameFi and Metaverse because it was like games and stuff like that. So I would say GameFi / Metaverse would be that second piece. The third one, what was the third one? The fourth one was meme coins, which I don't really consider a sector. But I'm trying to think of the third one. It was DePIN, GameFi, and what was the other one? Now I gotta look it up. Now I'm interested. Now I gotta look it up. Give me just a sec. Coin Bureau. I know the Depend, GameFi. Oh yeah, real world assets. Ondo was one of the ones that they spoke about. So real world assets, basically tokenizing real world assets. So you can, on the blockchain, you could sell a piece of your home, you maybe another type of property, and you can basically fractionalize real world assets and put them on the blockchain and make them decentralized and things like that. So one of the projects that they were talking about was Ondo. I haven't really looked into that project. My focus, the narratives that I'm focusing on is Depin is number one for me, and then they also came out with like some, you know, some additional narratives that may play out, and Bitcoin Layer 2s was one of them, and that's another one that I'm kind of excited about. So Depin number one for me, and then Bitcoin Layer 2s are kind of what else I'm looking at. And again, it's for these narratives, it's you don't know which ones are going to pop off first. For me, the most exciting ones, the ones that retail can get most excited about, I think are going to pop off first. And that's kind of where the money is made, because you can get into one narrative, and then if the other narratives haven't taken off, you can take profits and put it into that. And that's kind of where you make the bulk of your money in the bull market. It's hard to time those things, but at least I guess if you have the right narrative basket, then you can at least be picking, the top coins in those narratives, which can give you the best chances of making those good returns, right? But yeah, so, but CPI data came back good today, and a lot of people are saying that because they're kind of excluding some stuff from the CPI data, so it's almost like again, it's this 4-year cycle where things cool down, and a lot of people say like the Fed and people that create the CPI report manipulate it, and it could be right. These things always follow like a 4-year cycle. They seem to always cut rates right when there's like an election or something like that, and not from a political standpoint or anything like that, but we're just saying there's an election there, and they usually cut rates or try to make the market look good right before an election, right? And then what else? Then the rate cuts, right? So you have that CPI data to, I guess, support a rate cut, right? Okay, CPI data looks good. It's slowing down. Inflation's slowing down. Let's go ahead and implement this rate cut. But again, the Fed said today they didn't want to cut today. I didn't read too much into it. I was looking at I just looked at the thing, vaults. Okay, so I'll just read a little bit. Okay, so Federal Reserve holds interest rates steady, lowers forecast to 1 rate. So forecast goes to 1, like we said. 20 years, it was closed on the revised. The central bank voted to keep its benchmark interest rate in the range of 525 to 550, so that's where we're at now. Fed officials on Wednesday also raised their 2024 outlook for inflation, seeing prices end the year of 2.8% from 2.6% previously, as measured by their preferred inflation measure, the core personal price expenditure index. Okay. So I wonder who controls that. But yeah, so those are the two things. I'll keep you guys updated. Friday, we go live again. And we'll see, right? When the Fed meets, I don't know if they meet every month or is it every other month. I think they meet every month. But we'll see. When they meet again, are they going to cut rates or give a hint to say rates are going to be getting cut soon? But again, we still have that prediction of September, October timeframe. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.